die. You have grossly offended your father.
So, you shoot any cows lately?
Yeah, you know, try to keep it down to a couple a week now.
Yeah,
but
get your
sometimes
fix in.
if I'm at a party or something, I can go through a pack of 40.
Yeah,
know?
really?
Yeah, go through a few clips, whole herds really. So yeah, if you own some cows and you see me coming, get rid of them, get them away.
Why do you think that Nicholas felt the need to leave Scotland? Why do you think he needed to get out? I mean, he screams when he's sitting lying in his bed.
I think he was terrified by the prospect of his life unfolding in front of him. And he could see his entire life till he dies in front of him, and he was terrified by what it was. He was so terrified that he would be his father, and so terrified that he was going to have the most boring existence known to man, and he needed to get out. He really got out. He used his medical qualifications and his pretense of, I don't know, I'm not sure he was aware of his pretense, but it was a pretense of doing good in the world, to get him a free ticket to get out and explore the world and go to somewhere like Africa, like Uganda.
Do you ever, any time in your life, just want to spin that globe and go
Yeah,
somewhere?
completely, all the time. One of the things that my job allows me to do is travel, and I love it, but I quite often, I don't want to do what Nicholas doesn't get into, the social adventure. I want to get away, and I want to be on my very own and be on top of a mountain where nobody can hear you. You know.
Talking about traveling, can you talk a little bit about being on location?
Yeah, it was incredible experience. Kampala and Uganda, Kampala being the capital city, were a different Africa to the one that I thought I knew. And we were filming in a place where these things actually happened, and the resonance of that was really strong. You could feel it in the people, but in the place, in the rocks, in the ground, in the trees. It was all around you, and that it gave us a measurable. I'm constructing sentences really badly, but it gives an immeasurable amount for the film that we wouldn't have got if we'd have filmed anywhere else, like South Africa or Kenya or anything like that, where they have a film industry, and the film would have been easier to shoot. We had human resource for this film that you couldn't buy, in that everybody was connected to a main. You know, everybody had someone who went missing, or had some great experience, some really funny experience.
I saw some of the B-roll that they did on the shot where he comes out for the first time, where Nicholas sees him and he does that crowd scene, and they were talking to some of the people, and it was amazing. It must have been really surreal for some of them to just to have this recreation happen, because they actually interviewed like people that had been there.
Yeah, it must have been incredible. You know, I remember someone telling me about filming something that was set in Germany in World War II, but filming it in Poland and doing a scene where some Jewish people were being taken away by the Nazis and all that kind of thing, and an old woman in her 80s looked out the window and started screaming her head off, and I can only imagine it must have been like that, but more ambiguous, because the Ugandan, I don't know, it seems like the general reaction in Uganda is quite hard to put your finger on too. I mean, some people love him still and some people hate him, but the vast majority of people are kind of somewhere in between, which is really interesting, because he was such a figure, you know. Yeah,
this movie has such a nasty arc, I could say, because you're sucked in for 75% on how funny and how great and personable everybody is, and then what I really liked is at that moment, is when your character, you could actually see like the wheels turning in his head, or what is he gonna do? What is he gonna, get out? And I was totally sucked into the whole thing. I didn't know, obviously, and it's obviously easier for I think for Forrest, because he had a basis, but your whole character is made up.
Yeah, you've got no, because he's all made up, there's very little research you can do. He's based on like 3 real guys, but even though he's based on 3 very real people, it's still a new character, you know. So you've got no truthful basis to go, yes, but he didn't do this, and he wouldn't do that, and you've kind of got to be open and vulnerable, and the whole process was about being as open and vulnerable as possible, really. It was it was an incredible experience. It's one I'll never forget.
Yeah, it's an amazing film.
Thank you very much. Thank you.